because to me, like every step, every account, like has the own psychological barrier.
That is very
After all these years is done, when price is stable now, and there's high quality setup, then I will take it.
high quality setups. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome, everyone. We are back with another video of our series, which is the Fortunes Funding Payout series. We have our guy here. Introduce yourself, man. How you feeling?
Hello, my name is Faiz. I'm 28. Yeah, I'm from Singapore.
So earlier, before we actually hit the record button, Faiz was just telling me that he is at work. And I was like, okay, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with being at work. But the funny thing about it is, I looked at the clock on my side. You know, I'm on the East Coast of the United States, and it's 5:43 Eastern Time PM, right? But on his side of the world, it's 5 a.m. And he said he's at work, which I found super crazy. 28 years old, and you are currently working at the earliest London session that I could imagine.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty amazing, man. Is this how you were raised? Do you usually have like a work ethic where you wake up early? Is this part of your culture? Like, tell us why you are such an early bird, because most people will not wake up at that time, even if you paid them 3 funded accounts.
That's true. Actually, like, it's part of the culture, because like in the morning we have to pray 5 times a day. So the first pray is usually at 5:30, 5:45. Yeah, then after that, because my work start at 7:30 in the morning. Then after that, it's a 12 hours job. So, and it rotates lah. Like, I have to work day shift, sometimes night shift. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you work all shifts.
Yeah.
When do you actually have time to trade? That's what I want to know.
Oh, yeah, because my shift is like a pattern. So when I work morning, then the next 2 days will be off day. Yeah, so yeah, then the next following pattern will be like night. Then there'll be off days again. Yeah, so I would trade usually during my off days.
Oh, your off days. Okay, so your off days are like Tuesday, Wednesday, and then what's that?
Usually London.
Okay, London session. Wow. Okay, so what pair do you usually trade during a London session? Do you trade the United States, Singapore dollar, or like what?
No, I usually, because I follow a set of pairs from my mentor. My mentor is Alex. Do you know Alex Gonzalez?
Alex Gonzalez. Oh, you mean FX Alex G?
Yes, FX Alex. So yeah,
I forget.
Yeah, yes, I forget. Every week we will go through it together. And yeah, we'll find the highest probability setup, and you'll just focus on that 3 pairs in a week. Yeah.
Okay. So, what out of these pairs is it GBP USD? I didn't quite hear what pair you said.
And you will, like, for example, on Monday, we will find like, for example, there's 10, 15 pairs. Then we will find the highest probability. Then we'll focus on that 3 pairs in that week. Yeah. So there isn't any fixed pairs.
Okay, there are no fixed pairs. So basically, you're really looking for high quality setups, and then from there, you decide which pair it is that you're going to be trading.
It's correct.
Okay, fair enough. And so, like, what pairs basically helped you throughout this entire challenge? Which one was that?
Actually, this challenge, I haven't learned, because I learned from Alex was on November.
Okay.
Last year November. But I learned trading, like, the really first person I met and I learned through Zoom was Sai. Yes.
That's crazy. So you just started training then, huh?
Yes. That time was, I think, early last year, when Sai just give up Zoom free video, then we just hop on and we just keep watching. Yeah. Then
shout out AMG Sai then. Shout out here.
Yeah.
Wow, man, that's amazing. So like you just basically found him on YouTube or on Instagram?
On Instagram. Then he was active on Zoom. Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh wow, interesting, man. Oh, you have quite the interesting story so far as to how you started trading. And so tell us how you basically stumbled upon Fortunes Funding. Was it Sai that was just talking about it and then you decided to follow where he goes from here or what?
Yeah, actually it was I.
Wow.
He because quite recent he joined Fortune. Then he started to post about Fortune funding. Then I tried to get funded with them. Yeah. Then that's how it went.
Oh, that's amazing, man. So basically, what account size did you choose? What was the payout? And how did you feel when you did get that payout?
It was a 10K account.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I think I got 3 payout in them. Yeah. But it was all small payout. It was thing like 6% payout, 5% payout, 3%. Yeah.
That's amazing, man. Congratulations. Not so many people actually even get to see 1% payout. So, you're definitely part of the 1% of profitable traders who have seen a payout from a prop firm. That's pretty big. It's a lot of people who's been trading for a long time that have not gotten to see that. And for you to actually not have been trading for so long and for you to see a payout, that's a huge accomplishment, man. You should not take that for granted. Definitely congratulations. Do you remember the exact setup or the type of risk that you use for you to actually get that payout or no?
If I'm not wrong, it was Nasdaq because I followed.
It was Hans?
It was Nasdaq.
Wow, man. You have the Sai red all over the story, man. Sai from Fortunes Funding. W Sai. Let's go. Wow. I'm enjoying this. I'm definitely enjoying this interview, man. It just goes to show like the influence that, all of our partners and, collaborators and colleagues, brothers in the trading industry have on this whole entire world, man. You're all the way out of Singapore and, it's 5 a.m, and you're working, but you're still catching these pips and getting the payout, bro. That's tough. I like that.
Yeah.
Like that. So what made you excited to get into trading? And so what you're telling me is like Fortunes Funding is the first prop firm that you've ever gotten a payout from, huh?
Yes, true.
Did you try any other prop firms?
Yeah, I tried Funded FX.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Funded FX. Yeah. So far Funded FX is the next one I got payout from. Yeah. The others are still trying their challenges.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. So what made you go with Fortunes Funding then?
Actually, there's a lot of other company, but then I tried to stay with the person I believe in because I believe I saw him through his stages in life. So I don't believe because there's a lot of scammers out there. Right? So then I believe Sai is really a genuine and good person. So I went with him.
Wow. So energy basically attracts energy. You saw the representation of somebody who, even though have you ever met Sai in person?
No.
That speaks volume, like it's crazy that like just the way somebody carries themselves on social media and the type of content and genuine energy that they throw out there, that itself was more than enough for you to make a decision on joining Fortunes Funding in the family. That says a lot, man. That's a big testimony. So you strike me as somebody who's big on energy and big on personality, huh?
Actually, because I saw him hustle through his like last 2-3 years. He worked like 2-3 jobs. Then like it made me think like we really need to get this money so that we can trade. So like for me, I believe that if we are really working hard on one job, then we can focus on the other job. Like not so it's like we have a fixed income, in that job. So yeah, this fixed income will help us to the next job, which is trading. So we won't be suffering like if we don't have enough money to trade. Yeah. So side of working 2-3 jobs, and he hustled really hard, like from his like he wore like helmets and all to job for his job. Yeah. Then he got kicked out from his house and everything.
Right. Yeah. So that's a crazy story.
Yeah.
And we all have our crazy stories. So like currently, what is your goal in the next couple of months to the end of the year or next year, as far as like your funded goals? You have any?
Yeah. For me, I would like to try to in the 100K account, like 100K funding. Because like
okay, let's go. Okay,
yeah.
this is going.
because to me, like every step, every account like has the own psychological barrier.
That is very true. That is very true.
Because I tried from 10K to 25K, then I felt the big jump of money, like 1% is different. It's quite a lot of different. Yeah, then from there, like you will try to go big on your next position that time. Yeah. So I would like to slowly get to 100K. Yeah.
Wow, brother, you said something powerful. You said that every account comes with its own psychology. Every account size comes with its own psychology. So how do you anticipate your psychology? Is 10K right now like the account size that you felt psychologically you can maintain?
For now, yes, because I tried 25K, and I got a payout from 25K. But my goal was to at least have 2 accounts in every stage. So like for example, 25K, I supposed to try and get 2 accounts. Then I go to the next 50. But when I tried the 25K first account, I got funded. Then I blew it at the second payout. Yeah.
Hey, it happens to everybody, man. You gotta definitely, stick around enough to be able to see those W's, just to see those payouts, man. Because the funny thing is, a lot of people that are probably watching a video like this and they're wondering, man, what am I doing? What have I not done enough? And the truth is, some people just haven't failed enough to figure out their style, to figure out the psychology behind the account size, and just to be able to understand like what they're comfortable with. So, you just told me that you've tried the 25K, you have gotten a payout from that, you've gotten a payout from the 10K account. So like gradually I can see that like your let's say your risk tolerance is being built slowly but surely. So that is definitely a good strategy of how I like to see different students and people like you share their approach on risk and being able to adjust to capital sizing. That is definitely a scaling outlook. So where did you get that type of mental frame?
It actually is from more on Alex's mentorship. Yeah, because he focused on like you don't have to stress on a lot of for example, he will in a week he will choose like three pairs. Then after that he will choose the most the highest probability setup, and he will just aim for 2.5%. And he kept on saying 2.5% a week is enough, because 4 weeks you will get 10%. That is enough to pass a top firm challenge. Yeah. So he said take it slow, because a lot of people try to rush the process.
Yes, that is true. That is true. And so in rushing the process, your type of trading style, obviously, you're looking for good setups, but besides looking for good setups, are you a scalper? Are you a swing trader? Are you more of an intraday type of guy? Like what is it that fits your style?
I strike a few, but I think I like the intraday. Yeah.
Okay. So intraday, walk me through a trade that you would find the time you wake up and, you know, how you scale your position. Let me get an idea of how you do that.
So for intraday, mostly I won't really look at the chart. During Asian session also, I won't look at the chart. Then once my time around 3 p.m., I will start to look at the setup, the pairs that we look on Monday during the week. So for example, the 3 pairs we will just keep seeing whether it is near our area of interest. So once it touches the area of interest, then only I will look.
From what I've heard, you just said that typically you will see price kind of start moving back into your point of interest, and then at that moment is when you start to make your decision of execution. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, cool. So like typically you go for about 0.5% or 0.25%. How is it that you decide your risk?
How we decide our risk is based on our, for example, the weekly, daily, and the 4-hour time. So, for example, if the weekly is bullish, daily is bullish, 4 hours is bullish, then I will take a 1% risk. If let's say daily is bullish, weekly is bullish, daily is bullish, but 4 hours is bearish, then maybe I'll take a 0.5%. I will lower down.
Okay, interesting. And so do you usually go for a number of pips, or do you just kind of wait for the whole move to happen or the price to actually reach the next target point? Like, how is it that you make your decision off of areas of destination?
We will based on the daily, we will hit the previous high or the previous low of that. That's the target, but I will secure 2.5%. Usually that daily high or that daily low is usually 4, 5, 6%, but I won't stay throughout.
Okay. All right. So obviously you've been trading this week or last week, right?
Yes.
How do you feel about last week's price action so far? There's been a lot of craziness going on with interest rates rising, especially tomorrow's news. How do you anticipate for fundamentals and volatility?
I feel like this week and last week, there's a lot of crazy news. So I feel like we should just watch the market. We should just watch.
Just watch. Sit on the hands.
As long as where after all this news is done, when price is stable enough, and there's a high quality setup, then I will take it.
High quality setups, yes sir. Do you ever feel tempted from time to time when you're sitting on your hands and you just see markets moving and you're just deciding, man, I want to get in a trade right now? How do you overcome that feeling?
It's hard, man. It gets to me sometimes. Like when I open Nasdaq and I see a setup, then I want to get in, but then I 1% gone just like that because I don't
just like that.
just like that because I don't follow my law. So for me, what I feel is really just stay out when there's big news.
I think that's the best idea.
But if I haven't got with Alex, my mentor, I think because I don't really care about news last time, so we will just mark up our charts. What we see, we'll just go in. What I just take an entry. But that's another thing for me. If we think too much about news, then it's really hard to get an entry because that news is stopping us from trading.
Mentally, it's just giving you anxiety, and instead of fear of missing out, you're just experiencing analysis paralysis, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, that is the worst, man. That is the worst. So, in that aspect, would you say that there are any small things or areas of improvement that you're currently working on to become a better trader, or just to touch another level that you're looking to achieve before the year ends?
Uh, for me, I just try to stick to what I learned, and for me, if I don't have any setup, that's the time I should backtest my strategy and just be more confident with it. Yeah,
That's
because yeah, because if I keep practicing on the strategy, so like every time frame I can see it at the back of my mind, like the setup. Yeah, without going through like notes. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. Because like in order for you to get into that mode, once you secure your 100K or 200K or 300K account, you're gonna have to get even more comfortable with risk. And so, like, I hope at this point you already got like a demo or maybe like a practice account uh, from FTMO or something like that. Just to be able to keep yourself grounded and prepared for the next level. Because it doesn't just happen overnight. And I think you are actually one of those traders where, as you are gradually making progress, you're documenting it. Do you have a virtual journal or anything like that?
I write down I write down my journal. Yeah.
I'm
Actually,
pretty sure in that journal you got blown account stories and
yes, a lot. Actually,
a lot of blown account stories. Like, dear diary, did it again.
yeah. Actually,
Damn US 30.
actually,
It's got me today. Yeah.
from what you were saying about trying the demo on FTMO, yeah, actually last 2 weeks, like I blown a 25K account. Then that previous month I tried with TFT, the funded trader. They have their competition going around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I tried going for that competition in, I think it's the July. Yeah. Then I got top 10.
Oh,
I
really?
top 10. Yeah, I got
Hey, man, your name going around in this community. Okay. I like that.
yeah, I got top 10, and because it was my first time trying the 100K. So yeah, but then I kept like, because I don't really understand their lot, but because they max
Contracts a
lot. Yes, yeah. So I just keep on trying to max the lot size for every, like, forex pairs, or yeah, because we can use a big amount of lot for it. Yeah, so I think I secured 50% for that 100K account.
Wow.
Then I got top. I think I was in the 8th position. Yeah.
Wow, bro. That's what's up. So, when it comes to the contract sizes, obviously, like, if you're trading with a 10 contract size or a 1 contract size, it's going to be different. For instance, you're going to notice that, like, if you put a 1.0 on like a 1 contract size, you might see that it represents $1, for example. As a trader, it is very much important to understand your contract sizes, because, like, you might get with the funded trader, you put a 10 lot and you thought it was like $100 or something like that, but then $10, So especially with the funded trader, even with our current broker, which is Think Markets, you have to play around with the lot sizes a little bit just to see what it represents, and then from there you'll be able to get comfortable. So yeah, definitely one of the things that we have to pay attention to, like, when it comes to like using different brokers or different prop firms. So it's a good point that you pointed out. So let me ask you a question then, man. What is one thing that you recently learned about blowing an account? What was a valuable lesson that you took out of that?
In one lesson, I got one lesson. Like, to me, is the time that I was trading was with my family. So I took a trade when all my family members was around me, like around me at home. So when I took the trade, then I saw a good setup, but then there's a lot of people around you. You can't really be 100% focused on it. So
Yeah,
so
that's a good one.
yeah, so I played, and it was also my mistake that the one you talk about, the contract size. So suddenly I saw like the numbers grew so fast, and and I didn't put like a point 0.01 to test the lot size. Yeah, but then it blew very fast.
Holy moly!
Yeah.
Jeez, by the time you looked and you laughed at auntie and cousin and mom and dad, and then Cal said all night, and you received that email really quickly, didn't you? Hey, we are sorry to let you know that your account has been breached.
Yeah.
Man, that is one of the worst notifications besides your trading view letting you know that your entry was triggered and you woke up too late. Top five worst things that happens.
Yeah, it was.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. So you learned to actually get better at understanding the contract sizes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good, man. So are you somebody who gets really upset when you blow an account, or do you like take it easy, or you take a few days off? Like, what's your routine after a disappointing performance?
After blown account, like I will usually take a day off, then I will back test again my strategy. Yeah.
Oh, so you might just go and pick up another strategy?
No. I've tried a few, but to me, like, every strategy is profitable, but then you need to backtest it and see your percentage of winning. Yeah, so I really believe that every strategy is profitable, and every strategy is profitable if you backtest it for maybe a year and you see the setup and you try it in the live market. Yeah,
absolutely. That is very important to observe and admit. And I will say this too: people who keep switching strategies don't have enough time to prove whether that strategy is a good strategy for the long run or if it's a bad strategy, because they have short-term data, So when did you realize that this strategy worked for you? Is it that you put in a lot of time towards it, or you just saw that it was working for other people?
I back tested it like for a few months. Then I saw the winning percentage, but then usually in the live market, I don't know why I would think differently. I like the setup is there, but then like I will take in other consideration, like, oh, there's news. Then that's why a lot of things will affect me in the live market.
Okay, so anticipating news is definitely one of them when you're trading live. Is it because you're thinking about the volatility and the slippage or the liquidity sweep that happens, or what are these factors, and how is it that? Well, of course, you told me earlier that what you usually do is you kind of like stay away if you know that news is coming, right?
It's
one of the biggest lessons that I have implemented is to realize that you cannot use high risk lot sizes with high risk setups. It just doesn't make sense, because it's like a toxic person should not be dating another toxic person, because then the whole relationship now is super toxic, So like building a different set of risk model for high quality setups and low risk, or a high quality setup with medium risk, we should not use the same lot size. You see what I'm saying? So it's like when you are encountering noobs and like, hey, this is going to bring some volatility, but at the same time, this could give me some really good profits. Then instead of just staying out altogether, you can still make this assessment and be like, you know what? I'm going to risk a lot less than I usually do. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely. Because, sometimes, the hesitation, it does play a role. But once it's all over and you've seen how the setup played out, you're like, man, I actually could have gotten in this trade, but yeah, it probably would have triggered some anxiety. So essentially, it is very important to be able to like know your risk and know your setups and how to risk each different types of setups,
Yes.
Yeah. All these things do come with experience. So, you seem to be doing pretty good for your, first year of trading?
Yeah, let's see.
Where do you see yourself in 2 years or 3 years from now?
I don't know. I can't really see myself like even now I can't see myself getting the 100K account. Like passing it is another thing, but once you're funded with it, it's also another barrier you have to go through.
Absolutely. It's a different type of game, different psychology. You know, and one thing you should also realize too, Matt, is you got to already put yourself in that mental frame. You got to already feel like you've been in that environment for so long, you know, because as of this year, being a prop firm trader is like the norm in our industry now, right? And a lot of people are finding out that this is the first time, even though they've traded 100K demos, it just feels different once they get funded with a 100K account from a prop firm. But the thing is, like, if you think about the fact that the differences are the difference is that there's a payout at the end. So you should trick the mind into realizing that instead of being fearful about like being in a lot market condition, just pretend like it is still a demo, like it should be, but knowing that it's a demo with a reward at the end. You see what I'm saying? So when you see it that way, it's more so like, oh yeah, I'm definitely excited to trade a demo that's going to pay me out, you know? So then that makes you a lot more embracing of the environment that you're in. And it makes you a lot more bold to embrace the fortunate outcome out of it. You know, this is why we always say Fortunes Funding, that fortune favors the bold. You know, gotta be bold out here, my brother. And I can't wait being funded 100, 200, 300 or more thousands of dollars and getting really good payouts, man. And that is something once it does happen, you know, we'll see you right back here again. Absolutely. No, you just might as well speak it into existence, man. I can't see it not being something that's possible in your future. Yeah, your future is bright, brother. Just embrace it and keep being bold. Keep being very much adamant about seeing those dreams come to fruition. You know, you have time and you have the right community, and I feel like you do have the right mindset. So, you know, never be afraid to take the challenge head on, you know, because we already know it's one or two outcomes. It's either you blew it or either you keep moving forward and you learn from it. All right. So any questions you have for me as a trader who's been trading a lot longer than you, do you have anything that you'd like to also say before we end and conclude this interview?
Actually got one question. Like, you know, a lot of people say Asian market, like there's a low probability setups. But then like, I think past few months I've been seeing a lot of setups in Asian. Yeah. But then like every time I try to fix myself for London market, then the like there isn't any good setup. Then when I see like few days before, actually most of the setup is already gone, like already past is So like would you recommend like changing the, like for example, to New York or Asian market?
I actually would recommend that you take the trades based on the setups that you see. It doesn't matter if it's London, New York, or Asia. You should recognize your setup and still consider it like any time of the day. For instance, if price break structure comes back to the point of interest, that's your setup. You know exactly why you should put your stop loss there. You know to anticipate that price is going to actually move forward if this is a buy setup, right? Now, one thing you can do though is if you don't plan on staying in that trade the whole entire session, because, you know, once London kicks in, you know, you might see price retrace or take out early buyers or whatever the case is. So once price breaks structure, what you should do is close majority partials and then move the stop loss to break even, because I too sometimes go through that. I'm like, man, this setup looks so good, but I'm like, oh, it's 9 p.m. Oh no, that's Asia, man. Now I want to go to sleep. I wake up and then they knock me out. But then I realized like this was me already preparing to like anticipate a loss, and that kept me from actually getting in the trade, which doesn't make any sense, right? So, and then of course you come back and you see that none of that really happened, and you're kicking yourself for psyching yourself out of the trade. So, you know, we should all consider the trade setup once we know the conditions of it. Just got to do it regardless. We got to just execute, because we should all consider it as the investment that it is. It's the attempt, right? Whatever the outcome is, we should be numb to it, you know. But if you see your setup in Asia, take it. There's no rules that says you shouldn't trade Asia, but there are rules that do say, like, if the setup is not there, don't trade it, right? Because we've been in New York sessions and London sessions where the setup is just not there, right?
Yeah, true.
So if it's there, hey, that's opportunity, you know. And when opportunity strikes, you got, hey, how you doing? You not, you know. So that's the only way we should actually go forward about seeing setups in Asia, and especially if it's on the 1 hour, the 4 hour. It's because of the 4 hour structure, the 4 hour candles, that you'll notice that sometimes, like at 9 p.m. Eastern time or 9 a.m. your time, I believe, right? You see that it's Asia, but prices retracing into the point of interest just to continue. So at that point, it doesn't matter the session. It's about how the structure is playing out, you know? So try your best to overcome seeing that, oh, it's Asia, and you don't want to take the setup when you're clearly seeing that the setup is a setup that you recognize. I hope that made sense, right?
That makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
Absolutely. So anybody watching this right now, what advice would you give them before we finish?
I would tell him, just keep on grinding this, just keep on grinding your setups and keep testing it, and back testing it.
Keep testing it and back testing it. I like that.
Yeah.
Bro, I appreciate you so much for coming on and being at work and still being able to get 45 minutes of a good interview. I'm looking forward to hear and see more of you. And man, you know, because of that, I will also do you something that I have a 3-day bootcamp recording that I will give you free access to, just to continue sharpening your blade as a token of appreciation and gratitude. You know, by the time that we do talk again, you know, Fortunes Funding is definitely looking forward to see your growth. And shout out to the Fortunes Funding family. And remember, bro, fortune favors the bold. Thank you again, man. I'll see you soon. Peace, love, and blessings. And have a good day at work.
You too. Thank you.
This was an interview with Faiz Nasir, who was one of our fortunate traders who was able to get a nice payout. And thank you for watching, everybody. We'll see you in the next episode. You just never know what stories you might come across or relate to. So always be on the lookout and learn something. Fortune favors the bold. Hans signing out.